You can go from I should start a podcast to actually starting a podcast with Spreaker. Spreaker's tools allow you to record, manage, distribute, and monetize any podcast idea, whether it's about your business or even your cat. And as your podcast grows, Spreaker helps you manage your success and even monetize it. That means all you need to get started is a microphone and a really good idea. Learn more and get 30% off at Spreaker.com/get started. That's SPREAKER.com/get started.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to 10 Dimensions of Wellness. I am your host, Cammie Red, the owner of NRI Wellness, and on today's show, we have Zhivi Williams, the owner of LBX Fitness, and we will be talking accountability in your fitness. So first, we want to start off by thanking Zhivi for being on the show. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for allowing us into your world today. Tell us about you. Tell us about LBX Fitness, and tell us what it is that you guys do.
Okay, so I have been in fitness for a very long time, just really started in fourth grade. And so that's kind of where my whole journey started, up all the way until the present at almost age 47. And so LBX Fitness, really, I did not think about starting a fitness business. Like I said, I've been in fitness for a long time. I didn't think about starting a fitness business. It just happened to come out of me starting to become very serious as I got older about my workouts and about eating healthier. And one day God just basically told me to start this business. And I kind of was like,
isn't it something when your passion becomes your purpose?
It really is. And especially when you don't expect it, especially when you don't expect it. But for some reason, I was okay with that. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anything. I was just like,
that's hey. Because once again, it's your purpose. You're not afraid to step into your purpose. Anytime you know it's something that you're supposed to be doing, then you feel okay with doing it.
Yes. And so LBX Fitness really is all about, I always tell everybody I'm their accountability coach. Right. And so just being in this world and doing a lot of workouts with social media, on social media, being in different groups, I always hear people say, I need someone to hold me accountable. I need someone to hold me accountable for working out, or they need some kind of accountability when it comes to their healthy lifestyle journey. I shouldn't say the word hate, but I dislike weight loss. Right?
Yeah, we both that. Like, instead of calling my weight loss program a weight loss program, I actually call it a weight management program. Because I don't teach weight loss. What I teach and what I focus on is just maintaining your health with nutrition. So we are both there on that same page about those words. Like, I'm funny about the word diet. I hate calling a diet.
Yes.
Big as I'm like, oh, please don't. When people come to me and say, well, what kind of diet should I be on? First of all, you're going to stop using that type of language when you're talking to me.
Yes. I cannot agree more with you. I say, I always tell people because, it's the word. And I'm like, I just do not like the word diet. But I tell people that, even if I say, here's something you can follow, Mediterranean diet, but I always say, you should not be on a diet because you need to change your
way
eating
of
habits, and it has to be a lifestyle.
Habits. Yeah.
Yes, it has to be a lifestyle.
Healthy eating plan is what I like to call it, because what we're doing is we're helping you plan a way to eat healthier so that you can pick up habits and maintain those habits along the way. And I'm sure it's the same in fitness with you as well. That's why we make up personal training plans for clients and stuff.
Correct. Yeah. So so that's basically, and the other part of LBX Fitness, what else we do is we do a lot of free workouts. on social media. And then those are also then on our
Yes,
YouTube
every
channel.
morning at 4 a.m. If you're not up, you can always catch them on repeat.
Yes.
Every morning at 4 a.m. unless something happens and Zhivi oversleeps. And then she'll be like, wait, give me 30 minutes, I'm coming.
Yes. And it's kind of funny because I do those so early. Well, I do them for a couple different reasons. I am a morning person all day. Like, I'm a morning person, been a morning person since my mother probably pushed me out the womb, right? They're morning people also. And so,
you probably came out in the morning.
In the morning, I did. So so that kind of is instilled in me. But at one point, I was going to the gym. I would have to be in the gym. Now, you know, Cammie said at 4 o'clock, but I used to actually do the live workouts prior to that because I would be in the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning. Right? So I have to do those.
I was wrong. But the crazy part is I'm usually up when you are actually up doing your workouts. So I'm sharing or, you know, tagging people or doing all that because I see you posting saying, okay, well, we're going to start our workout in 30 minutes. We're going to start in an hour. But the crazy part about it is even on social media, you can always come back and watch that workout at any time.
Yes. And that's really why I have my Facebook page open to the public, right? So it's not private at all. And it's just because I don't put a lot of private stuff up there. There's some photos and stuff. But it's because I want people to be able to do them. And yes, I can create a group and I can do all these other things.
Yeah. Be able to get access to it.
Yes.
So even if it's shared by one of your friends or followers, anybody who's not a friend of yours can also have access to it, will also be able to see it. So you don't have to, per se, request Zhivi as a friend. You can actually do a search for her on Facebook, and you'll pull all of her workouts up. I don't know if people know this, but on Facebook, there's a tool where if you do a watch party, you can actually search somebody's name, and all of the videos that they posted, you can actually post as well. So you can post information of hers. Like you can do a watch party and have like an all-day personal train-a-thon with everything that Zhivi has posted up on Facebook.
Now, see, even I didn't know that.
Well, you know, marketing and technology over here. So,
right. So, but this is what we do, and you know, I do a lot of. If I have time, like anyone else, I love doing motivational messages, and sometimes even with doing those motivational messages, I even have to catch myself because I'll get carried away talking, and you know, I feel like sometimes when I get on the soapbox, and then you know. If you just enjoy or love what you do, you can talk about it forever.
And again, that's working within your passion and your purpose. And that now, let me say this. This is what people also need to be held accountable for, making sure that they're working within the right realm that they're supposed to be working in, because that also deals with their emotional and mental wellness, where your happiness, your peace of mind, it depends on if you're actually working within your passion and your purpose and doing what you're intended to do.
And I think even following up with that is the fact that if things don't go right and you're working in your passion and you're working in your purpose, you're okay. You know, like, I'm not going to quit. Right? And I'm pretty sure you've had where you've been like, okay, I didn't get enough clients, or so like you were doing something that just really didn't work out. I had a thing, I was going to do an event, and one person showed up to the event, and it was supposed to be like 20 people, and I just thought, this is not for me. I mean, I had to have a whole discussion with God about it.
How long have you been following me on Facebook? How many names have I? Listen, this is one of those things in life where they say, if it's what you're supposed to be doing, it won't matter how many times you fail. What matters is how many times you're successful. And
Yes.
that's where we all are in this actual arena, in this area. We love what we're doing so much that it doesn't matter how many times it collapses in on us or how many times it doesn't work out the way we quote unquote planned it to work out. Because what we forget is our plan is not always the universal plan.
Right.
So what we have planned out for ourselves is not always what we should be doing. We just know that we're working within our passion and our purpose, but we may be straying from that actual path doing other things, and we fail sometimes. We fail a lot sometimes. But it's not about how many times you fail. It's actually about how many times you get back up. And you know, if you love what you're doing, you're going to get back up and keep doing it over and over again.
And honestly, that really does relate to fitness and just living a healthy lifestyle in general. And I can really honestly tell people, you know, I have been, like I said, I've been in fitness for a very long time, and have had my own experience of, you know, being a certain weight, having to lose weight. And I can tell you, at going on 47, I am at a point in my life where menopause is causing some stuff that I just have no clue what is going on with the body, right? And so I am just like, what used to honestly work is just not working. But then I also know
your body is changing.
I'm supposed to be doing, and then my body's changing on top of that. And so if people know anything about menopause, you know, your body, it doesn't matter. You could have probably been eating great and real healthy, and you know, you kept this awesome figure in your body, and you hit menopause, and all these things happen with your estrogen levels and
your
all kinds of
estrogen level, your sugar levels, everything.
Whatever was working before.
Yeah, it ain't working. It stopped working.
You just got to figure it out and be like, okay, but I'm not going to stop.
You got to rebalance the chemicals in your body in a different way. See, now that's something we probably need to do some research on and do another show about later on. Okay. Menopause and fitness. So I'm gonna put a little star by that, because we're gonna come back to that at some point before the end of this year and have an entire conversation on that and how women can balance fitness, eating healthy, and menopause all at the same time. So you guys remind me of that. Like, make sure you throw it in my inbox. I put a little star by it to bring Zhivi back before the end of the year so we can actually talk about that. That gives her and myself some time to do some research and work through our already hectic schedule. Right. To make this happen, because she and I are over here both like juggling everything, like trying to make all kinds of stuff work over on these here parts, all while still being locked down for this pandemic and COVID-19 situation. You know, how do you feel about that? Now, let me say this. You as a personal trainer, you've always been doing online business, having your services online. That's why it was so cool that, you know, most people can say, I can look up Zhivi, and you've got a long history of content for a long time. So how does that feel to you now that everybody's jumping online? And what do you like? How have you settled into this new norm? Are you doing more classes online? Are you doing more personal training online? How are you doing this?
So as a matter of fact, I'm not doing anything different, to be honest. I am doing what I've always done, right? The only thing that is different for me is just my own personal workout. Right, which I have found, of course, our gyms are still closed. Even if they were to be open, I still wouldn't be going. I just don't trust, like with being in COVID-19 right now, I just don't trust that. And I don't want to be in the gym wearing a mask. It's just not for me personally. So for me, it does not seem to have affected my business in any way. It does not seem to have, put something on, I haven't had to put anything on the back burner. I have not increased where people have, I've had to add more classes. And because I'm not in my business full time, that is probably one of the other reasons I have not extended out my services. I have had some people ask me, hey, can we do some one-on-ones, or can I do some private sessions with you? But I just don't have the time, and I refuse to overexert myself, because I have enough going on without having to add more things to the plate than I need to add to the plate, because that does not help my healthy lifestyle journey, being stressed out and just not having time.
Absolutely. It's all about balance. Balancing the business with the personal. Now, you're locked in the house and you're working from home as well. So you're not just working your business, but you're working your business as well.
Yes. So I work full time for a community college. My husband has his own business, a couple, as a matter of fact. So I help him with his. I'm a notary, so I do notary stuff like sometimes. And then
you are booked. You are
right.
So do you guys understand when I say we are juggling some things here? Did you just hear all of that stuff? That's what she does in her personal time. All of that stuff going on. Now, like I said, dedicated every morning, gets up, does it's 30 minutes, right? A 30-minute routine every morning, except Sundays, right?
Saturdays and Sundays I do not.
Yeah, except for on the weekend. So that's 5 days a week, every morning, a free 30-minute workout that you can literally watch either on YouTube or on Facebook.
And 10 minutes on Instagram, right?
Okay, and on Instagram too. So she's everywhere, every morning, no excuse. And that's the thing. We have to get used to a no excuse type of environment when it comes to fitness. You have no excuse. It's 30 minutes, it's online, it's not even hard. Like, your workouts are not hard. They're usually restorative or chair-based type of situations where it's for people with limited mobility, people who have weight but need to get movement into their routine. So it's not a hard routine. It's something to get up to do, to get the body movement going, to get the heart pumping, to get up and go in the morning.
Right. And I think one thing that's really important about the workouts that I do is the fact that anyone can do them. So you can do them sitting in a seat, in a chair. You can do them with weights. You can do them without weights. There are days where I might wear a weighted vest. There are days where I won't wear a weighted vest. Some of the people that do the workouts, they will wear ankle weights and they will use dumbbells. And sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And so I think that is the important key to when you work out, right? So you have to be able to do what works best for you. And in every video, I tell everyone, you don't have to do what I am doing. Like, when I'm doing a workout, my endurance may be, my endurance may be better than yours. But what you do is you just give your 100% in the workout.
Right.
I think a lot of times people see someone in a workout video and they want to do exactly what they're doing, but they're not at that level. So to me, it's very
People don't understand that transition is just that word. It's a transition.
Mm-hmm.
You don't start. You start where you are. You don't have to jump ahead. Even with eating, what I always tell my clients is, listen, don't move out of your comfort level so fast. The reason why is the faster you move out of that comfort level, the faster you are to slip right back into it.
Exactly.
So let's start where we are. If you eat chicken, steak, beef, pork, all of that, let's cut back on the amount of times that you consume it a week. Then we'll go from there into a different type of lifestyle. I'm not going to force you into something. I'm going to take sugar out. I'm going to take different stuff out. But I'm going to do it at a slow, easy pace, where it's not you jumping in. That's the problem with people when it comes to fitness. They always try to jump in, and when they don't get the results that they wanted right away, then they back out and they slip back into old habits, not realizing that this is a transition. It means moving from where I am to where I desire to be. And that's not always a fast road. As a matter of fact, with fitness and nutrition, we both know that is a time that takes time. You didn't get that way overnight. It's not going to change overnight.
Right. And you said something that reminded me of when I talk to clients, one of the questions I always ask them, right, is, so how many, like, how long do you want to work out for, right? So some, they'll say, well, I want to work out for an hour, right? And I always remind them of I want you to be realistic, right? Because if you're not working out for an hour now, then what makes you think you can just start working out for an hour? Let's cut back. Let's work out for 15 minutes. And then, like you said, with the eating, you gradually graduate to doing more and more time. But some people can. They could probably be like, yeah, I'm going to be in there for an hour. And that might work for them. But then what I ask them is, do you honestly have an hour worth of time to give up to work out? And 9 times out of 10, they tell me, no, I don't. Right.
That's why you've been giving up an hour's worth of time to work out now. But you do have 10 minutes every morning to get up. You got an extra 10 minutes every morning to get up and do some type of cardio, some type of stretching, just to get some movement into your body. You have 10 minutes in the middle of the day, every day, to get up and do some type of cardio, some type of walking, some type of getting some type of movement in your body. You have 10 minutes at the end of your day, every day, while you're sitting there watching TV. Get up for 10 minutes and do 10 minutes worth of exercise. That equated to 30 minutes worth of exercise throughout your entire day.
Yeah, and so I give people things to do. So like a couple examples, if you're at work or you're at home or wherever you're at, when you go to the bathroom, especially for women, you're going to be in the stall, you're going to be by yourself, can't nobody see you. Do 25 squats. Do 10 squats in the bathroom stall every time you go to the bathroom.
Every time you go to the bathroom. Like, incorporate exercising into your day. When you sit down in your chair, boom. One thing Zhivi and I are both juggling, and we said we weren't going to talk about this, is yoga. But what I learned through, because we're both getting certified to be yoga teachers, and this has been a rough road for us both. It's been a journey, I'll say that. Not a rough road, just a journey. Now, one of the poses that I actually just put in my chair sequence today is an up-down routine where you inhale standing up and exhale sitting down. So if you work at a desk every day, these are little things that you can do in your day to actually add movement to your body. So even with exhaling, standing up, inhaling, standing up, exhaling, sitting down, you're actually practicing up, down at your desk. So you can do that like 5 times and boom, you're ready to work. You're focused on your day. You got oxygen flowing throughout your body to your brain, and you just added movement to your day.
Yeah, that's so true. It's and I will tell you, COVID-19 has had me really rethink about how to work from home. And a lot of people said, I've seen this all the time. Hey, what's the one thing you learned about working from home, or during COVID-19? I said I did not like to work from home, and the reason being was I literally had to buy a stand-up desk because I was sitting too long. Then my hips and stuff started hurting. I'm so used to being at work where I'm getting up.
You're used to being at work where you get up, go to
So when you're working from home, there's this mindset like I have to sit here and I have to work all day with no breaks. I have literally set a timer on my phone to get up every hour to do some kind of.
Yes, you have to remember you're at work for 8 hours. Do you really work a full 8 hours?
I know, right? I'm going to talk to people.
So why would you work a full 8 hours from your desk at home? Like, you literally have to ask yourself, you have to put yourself in the mindset that you're working at work from home. So if you know for a fact that you spend the first 15 minutes of your day talking to your coworkers and not really doing work, then, for 15 minutes maybe, and I'm not telling you to skip on work when you're supposed to be working, but maybe read a book, doodle, text your coworkers, see what they doing, because that's what y'all do at work anyway.
And kind of to go back to the accountability piece of everything, a lot of times it reminds me of when people say, oh, I need someone to help to motivate me, right? And after a while, I thought about that, and I said, and I see many other people that talk about this. Motivation is internal. Accountability is internal.
Yes, it
right?
is.
It's not about an external person or a force or whatever. And I say that because I have seen where people have accountability partners, right? There's basically like, okay, me and this person, we're going to the gym. But what happens is, what if that person does not go with you? Who's the accountability partner, right? So what if they decide, oh, girl, I'm sick, I'm going out of town? That means you have to be able to be accountable for yourself, motivate yourself to still get up and to go, or to do a yoga class, or to do Zumba. You got to go by yourself. Which
See, the whole thing that people miss with accountability partners is the key word, accountability. That partner is there to help you be accountable for yourself, not to hold you accountable for those actions. So if that person doesn't go, what they're doing is they're helping you train your brain to do a certain activity or to have a certain behavior. If that person isn't there, so like if you hire an accountability coach, your accountability coach isn't going to be around you every day, 24/7. They're going to give you a list of things to do, and you are held accountable for getting those things done. If you don't get them done by that next week, when you talk to them again, they're going to ask you what blocks and what things came into play that prevented you from getting these things done. And unless you got a life or death situation going on, they're not going to buy any excuse for why you couldn't get it done.
Right, exactly. And so, but when you have made it to that point, and I'm going to I'll tell people this all the time, please realize that on your healthy lifestyle journey, you see so many people, and they've lost 50 pounds, and this person's lost this much, and this person looks amazing, this person looks great. And I've had people tell me the same, and I've been like, but it has not been an easy journey. I don't care what people have, what they look like. I don't care what goes on. I don't care how you see them. Their journey has not been perfect. There are days I hate to get up and I don't even want to work out. There are days in the middle, I can tell you, I have gotten dressed, gone to the gym. I really didn't feel like going. And so part of being accountable to yourself is to listen to your body as well. Because there may be days where I got up one day and I was like, I'm going to push, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to work out. I got dressed, drove to the gym, put my stuff in the locker room, right? And then as I was walking out the locker room, I stood right in the doorway and said, I can't do this today. And there's nothing wrong with that. I could have just said that at home, right? But I was so I got to work out, I got to do this. But there are going to be days where you might not just, your body, not just you being like, I just don't feel like doing this today, where your body is literally too tired or too exhausted.
And people fail to listen to their bodies. But I want to go back on what you said a little bit, where you said that we don't listen to our bodies, but you also said that that people, you see people, you're going to meet different people doing different things on your fitness journey. Yes. So this is what's funny to me. I get a lot of people that come to me and they want to do a keto diet. And I say, why do you want to do keto? And they say, well, because I saw such and such on keto and they lost this amount of weight. And I say, okay, well, do you know what a keto diet is for? And do you know if a keto diet will actually work for your body type? And then they're the ones that come in that get on a nutritional meal plan for a certain amount of calories. And then they say, well, my friend was on the same meal plan, but they lost weight faster. And I said, well, what does your friend do different that you're doing? Well, my friend went to the gym such and such time. Okay, well, if you add activity to your nutrition, then you'll also change some of those things as well. So it's really, people don't get it. It's not a fine-tuned thing. One thing doesn't work for everybody. It's right. And it's really about you finding what works for your body and how well it works for your body and you sticking to that lifestyle.
That's so true, because even when you see, and I have to tell people sometimes, so people will compliment my legs, they'll say, oh my God, you have nice legs. I want legs that look like yours, or I want shoulders that look like yours. I want arms that look like yours. Well, here's part of the other thing that people don't realize is that my legs are genetic, right? My dad and my sister have amazing looking legs. It's not because we do, like my sister and I, we work out, and our legs are defined because we work out, but we just have nice looking legs because my dad has nice looking legs, who does not work out and has always had nice looking legs. So some body types that people see are genetic. They may work out and it may help with the toning and all of that, but some things are just genetic, right? It's just like someone saying, especially for women, like, oh, I wish I had a butt like that. But sometimes that butt is genetic.
Yeah, that butt shape. Like, listen, let me explain something to you. My hips, I don't care how small I get, what shape I get, whatever. My hips are not going to change. The shape of my hips are the same way they have been since I was a little girl. Do you know why? Because my grandmother and my aunt's hips look the exact same way. I don't care how small they are. I don't care how voluptuous they are. Our hip shapes are the exact same.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So some things people don't realize that some things are just genetic. It's just a genetic buildup. Like my sister and I don't have the same body type, and some of our stuff is the same and some of our stuff isn't. But that we have just that genetic buildup, and so people have to realize that when you see someone, yes, they are putting hard work in. And I tell people all the time, if you see someone and they've lost 50 pounds or they've done this, you're like, oh my God, you need to ask them, what did you do? First of all, what did you do to get there? And some people may be willing to tell you that. The other thing is, are you willing to do what they've done to get there? Because a lot of times we're not willing to do what someone else has done to get to where they are at.
So
right?
let me hip you to this, and you're going to laugh at this. So for 2 years, I've been testing out this program, a 30 for 30 program, where it's lose 30 pounds in 30 days. And people don't realize that yes, it's to lose 30 pounds, but it's not really to lose 30 pounds. What I'm doing is transforming the way you think about food. There are classes that you take, like you got to log on each day. There's something that I teach either via myself, or I have a facilitator come on to teach. Like I have a girl that does mental wellness who speaks to people about emotional wellness. I have a girl who teaches about finances and how finances can affect your weight gain and your mental stability. So it's really teaching you in all the different areas of wellness how to program your body to focus on nutrition and activity. So what we do is we cut your calories down to 750. Now, in the process of this being a 2-year program, we've graduated from just doing straight meal plans with recipes. This last class sort of forced us into doing box kits, where we were putting together the foods ourselves, selling our own brand of things as well. Well, here's the kicker. People still don't want to do it because it's, quote unquote, too hard for them. And it's not a hard thing. We've taken all of the work out of it. So what are you willing to do? Like you literally sign up for our program, $30. You order a box kit. You get 45% off of a box kit that costs $330. So you're basically getting this kit. This is all the food you're going to need for the entire week. Now, here's the part where people don't want to participate. They don't want to cook their own food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's
but what are you learning if you don't do something?
Mm-hmm.
So people don't get it. It's what are you willing to do in order to actually have this lifestyle? And if I'm taking all of the main work, you don't even have to go grocery shopping. I'm taking the grocery shopping away from you. You just order a box kit. It's got nuts in it. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. But what are you willing to do to get to this lifestyle? People don't understand. I swear to God, we live in a microwave culture where, like we said earlier, they just want to jump in. They want to have instant results, and they don't understand the journey that goes along with it. There are ups and downs. I swear, in this COVID-19, how long have we been locked down? For almost 6 months. I'm going to say about 5 months now. My weight has gone up and down. Like I was on this full workout journey. Yes, this, we're going to do this. Body was looking great. And then they said we were going to be on lockdown for another 3 months. My body said you worked out the first 3 months, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's, and I think you brought up a very important fact, and that is this journey is very, very much mental. You have got to change the way you think about certain things, and even I had to do that, right? I will tell people all the time when I finally, like, there was a point where I was not serious about it, right? I had, and people will see me and, you know, they probably don't know, but so I've been pregnant twice, right? And lost both boys at 34 weeks. And so
I'm so sorry for that.
That's okay. And I tell everybody that's okay because for me personally, I know where they're at. For me personally, I know they're in heaven already. And the way the world is today, those are two boys I never have to worry about. I don't have to worry about the cops stopping them.
Say that again.
I don't have to worry about them being pulled over. I don't have to worry about someone hanging them. I don't have to worry about them being in prison for no reason at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I look at
you don't have to explain it to me.
A different way.
I have a 21-year-old son. I also have 2 male nephews, 3 and 13, which you see running around here. So you know where my angst is, where my worry is, where my frustration lies. So for you, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm also happy for your peace of mind.
Yes. So it was a journey, but I know what it's like to go from having this body at one point where I still thought then I was like, oh my God, and like any other woman, on my stomach, I have got to do something with this stomach. This stomach just is so bad. But I know what it's like to go from like a 148 body to a 178 body, right? Being pregnant, and then having to lose that, but then having to lose that weight, and then getting stuck at a weight that I was not even used to. I was 150 pounds, where some people be like, that's perfect. Not for someone that was consistently working out. You're trying. Like
how tall are you too?
Huh?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5". Let's put it that way. The doctor was 5'4.5". Like I shrunk. Like I was just like, I can't be that old where I'm shrinking now. So
so usually, like for me, 150 would be my ideal weight because otherwise I'd look way too thin. But I'm 5'10", so that looks different on me than it does on you.
Yeah, but see, for me at the time, mentally, I was just wanting to get back to 148 where I was at prior to being pregnant, right? And so the last, when I lost the last, I mean, I had other things. Like I had between the two, I had 2 more pregnancy. But the last time I had gotten pregnant and lost the baby, that's where I was stuck at 150, right? The first time, that was fine. I got off. And then I had to go through this whole entire thing. Then I was working out, doing things I always have done. But that stomach thing was a thing, right? But then my stomach thing was a problem, 1, because I was getting older, and 2, because I was eating fast food every day. And for some reason, I thought in my 30s, in my 40s, I could eat all of that, late 30s, early 40s, I can eat all of that, still work out, and be like I was in my 20s.
Oh, no, boo. Like, I got clients who are at that struggle right now. They're reaching that mid-30s, 40, and they're like, I'm working out, but I'm gaining weight, not losing weight. And what the first thing I always say to them is, what are you eating?
Yes. And so that's what I had to learn. I honestly had to learn. I was like, I decided to do a program, my own self, and I was looking for something to do. I was, working out, doing all these different, but the one thing I had not changed was my eating habits. I hadn't changed that. Working out is so easy for me, but changing the eating habits, which I still struggle with sometimes today, is the thing.
What most people don't get is it really is 80% nutrition.
Yes.
You can be as active as you want to be, but if you don't eat the right foods, if you're continuing to just put junk into your body, then your activity is for null. Like you're only building and building and building, and you're still creating sickness in your body. You're still not allowing your body to heal properly because now you're working out, you're eating junk food, your body isn't getting the right nutrients that it needs to actually build muscle. So you're working out, you're causing fat gain, you're causing more stress on your heart. So you're doing more harm than actually good. So a lot of people don't get that. With age comes a lot of different changes that we have to make with our body.
Right. Very true. And so And I think that was like my biggest struggle, but then I took it on head on and I decided, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this program and I'm following this meal plan to a T, which I did. In 3 months, I had lost like 22 pounds. Was it 20? Something like that. So I started at like 148. I got down to 137. I think people have to realize that when you're on this journey, you're going to hear so many comments from people that you know, right? People who have seen you for a long time. When they see you lose weight, they're going to tell you you've gotten too skinny. When you haven't even reached your goal.
That's the worst thing.
And that is
they're going to tell you got too skinny, but the minute you put that weight back on, they're going to let you know that you put that weight back on too.
And the other thing is you're not even at your healthiest internally probably yet, right? You're probably still on diabetes medication or high blood pressure medication. And you're still, but I always tell people, I said, the people around you that see you all the time are going to think that you have gotten too skinny. For me personally, I knew that was going to come, but that also comes from you having to hold yourself accountable to keep going through, regardless of what they say, because they're going to say it. Like I had someone tell me, "Oh, you're going to look like a bobblehead now." I said, "Well, guess what? I'm just going to bobble my head around until I get to where I want to be at."
Listen, what you look like and what is the approval that you need is only from you.
Yes.
Like, you can't worry about what other people think about you. You have to be happy with where you are and where you want to be. If you know you are unhealthy, and I'm not just talking about to lose weight for obesity purposes, but if you're taking a lot of medications for high blood pressure, for diabetes, for respiratory issues, any of that, then you definitely want to consider, changing your lifestyle and making lifestyle changes that make you healthier. So a lot of times, a lot of us just get swept up in it. Mm-hmm. And the people around us, they get swept up in it as well. So we have to make those choices for ourselves. We can't worry about what other people say. We just have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm doing this for me. The goal is that body right there. Make your vision board however you want to do it. Whatever your desired weight goal is, make sure you see it every day. Don't worry about what anybody else says and just get there.
Right. That is so true. We just need to, and I've come to the point in my life, and I tell people now, I said, this is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It is a lifelong journey that you get to learn so much about yourself and about people around you. You get to learn who supports you. You get to learn who doesn't. You get to learn who people that hate you. I remember someone telling me one time that she had a group of friends she used to hang out with. When she lost weight, it started looking a lot better, and was just, part of that, regardless of how much you lose, comes confidence in yourself. And I didn't even realize I had even picked up on some confidence until somebody said something to me one day in a grocery store. And, you tend to walk with your head held higher and your shoulders back.
You walk different. You
walk completely different. Yeah, and you may not even know it, but other people will know because they'll say stuff to you. You
act different. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say stuff to you. And I remember her telling me, she said, I lost a group of friends, and she said what I realized, or what she realized, was she was the fat girl in the group, right? So everybody else was smaller than her. I'm the fat girl, but now that I look better than them, or not better than them, but now that she was no longer that size, and she looked and she felt better about herself, they didn't want to be friends with her because now she was no longer the fat girl in the group, right? So now you get to learn who your friends are.
You get to learn who's around you to keep you motivated, and the positive energy around you and the negative energy around you. And it is, like you said, it's a journey. It's not just a physical journey. It's a mental, it's a spiritual, it's a total body experience is what it is.
Right, and I really want to tell people, please stop letting one negative person, one negative thing that someone says to you cause you to stop or get you down when you probably hear 30 people telling you, you look amazing, you look great, keep doing what you're doing. You have 30 people encouraging you and motivating you and giving you all these positive things, and you let that one negative person, that one negative word.
But see, the problem with that is that one negative voice and that one negative word tends to come from the people or persons we hold the closest or the dearest to us. So that's why their words have more weight than anybody else's. So that's where, like you said, you get to see who's in your corner. And let's be honest, toxic family members, toxic friends, they will not be, positive for this journey. And you're going to get to see all of that exposed. So you're going to detox your body, but you're also going to end up detoxing your life as well.
Yeah. And sometimes the best motivation, I have found this out even for myself, sometimes the best motivation are the people that you meet online, right? Sometimes the best motivation just comes from being in a group and you see people posting, they post all these positive and motivating things, and you decide one day to get the courage to post your own picture. And then you may say things about your own self, and people will read it and they'll say, yeah, but that's okay because you're starting, right? Those positive words are so encouraging. And I've been in so many groups where people have just said, well, this is my first time posting and I'm kind of embarrassed, but they did it, right? Through whatever your own anxiety is about your own body, you do it. A lot of groups at least that I've been in, have been very positive, and they will not tolerate negativity when it comes to the healthy lifestyle journey.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, this is like I said, it's a journey. It's a mental thing as well. And those of us that have been on the journey, those of us that are in these groups, we know what it feels like to have that negative voice in our head. By way of just our chosen profession, we somehow, some way specialize in emotional eating. As a personal trainer and accountability coach, as myself as a nutritionist, we deal a lot with people who are in that realm. So even in these groups, having a support system that you may not necessarily have face to face is important. So yeah, they're not going to allow other people to bully you, especially if they know where you've been and know where you're going and know where your head is at already. So that's why these online groups really are important if you don't have a support system right here in your immediate family or area.
Right. And these are also, either the thing I love about the group is if somebody does post something negative or comment on you and you're just like, oh, I didn't like that, or they, maybe they hurt your feelings, I don't know. But you can always report that to an admin who can always kick them out the group. The other thing is you can always leave the group, right? I can always leave this group. It's pretty negative. I'm just going to go to another group, right? And so I think that, you just have to be willing to be open. And we have enough negative thoughts that go on in our own minds without accepting other people's negative thoughts, right? We have enough. We battle enough negativity with our own self. And I tell people this all the time, and people will give me compliments and they'll say, thank you. And I tell people all the time, I said, but here's the thing. Because some people probably like, well, your body doesn't look like that. But I always tell them, I said, what you see and what I see are two different things, right? So how I view my own body and how you see it are two different things. So I can say to my own self, oh my God, I really need to work on my abs. My stomach is this. I know where I've been in the past. While somebody else can say, oh my God, you look amazing. I wish I had abs like yours, right? But what you see and what I see, and I tell people this, I said, what you don't know is that when you see me, 9 times out of 10, I'm holding my stomach in.
Yep.
Right? And so that also comes from me being a gymnast. When I was a gymnast, that was one of the things we had to do. We had to walk around school all day holding our abs in, because that's part of being a gymnast. You have to have tight abs, right? When you're twisting in the air and tumbling and all this other kind of stuff. And so my mind is just, that's what I do. I hold it in. And when I relax it, then I see what I see for my own self that no one else gets to see.
See, I was trained by a girl. My first personal trainer was a gymnast, and she actually told me one of the ways to train your core and abdomen area is to actually walk around with that area held in. So I would always naturally walk around with my stomach tucked in, and believe it or not, with my glutes flexed, because she also told me that that's how you build the muscle in your glute area as well. So those are things that, just training with different trainers, you pick up on certain little things. And a lot of people don't know that. Just tightening those abs, holding those abs in, sucking them in, and walking with a line straight back is a great way to train your abs to get ready to do crunches, sit-ups, all of that kind of stuff, and to balance yourself, that core balancing in the middle as well. So
yeah, I think even just from what I said, I told somebody before, I said, we are our own worst critics. And honestly, even for my own self, I have to get out of my own mind about how my body looks. And a lot of times I feel like I've reached a place where I am just accepting of what my body's doing, right? Sometimes we have to accept where our bodies are. Not that we're going to be here forever. We're just going to, look, this is where I am. I have all these breasts, I have all this butt, I have all this stomach, but that's okay. I'm going to accept this right now as I work on.
That's what I was going to say. As I work on improving myself. Yes. That doesn't necessarily mean that all these breasts are going to go away, all this stomach is going to go away, all these thighs are going to go away. What that means is I'm not working towards looking a certain way. I'm working towards being healthy. I want my body to be healthy. I want my mind to be healthy. I want to be able to walk around in a healthy state of being.
Yes. Yeah. So secondary is how you look. First thing is internal, right? I always say the most important thing on this journey is internal, not mentally, but your cholesterol, your blood pressure, are you diabetic, your sugar levels, all of those things are things that should come first if that's where you are on your journey. Those are the things that need to be improved first. Forget that how your body looks. That will come with the journey. That will come with you improving your health.
Let me explain something to you. The reason why my program is called 30 pounds in 30 days, it's not so that you lose 30 pounds. It's so that I can train your mind. It takes 21 days for you to form a habit. And it takes a few extra days for that habit to become a behavior. So if I can train you in 30 days on how to look at food, how to cook food, how to understand food, how to actually eat food, at the end of that 30 days, if you've done this properly, you should have lost some weight. I'm not promising you that it's going to be a full 30 pounds, but it would be enough to be recognizable. It'll be enough to where you can continue on with this journey. It'll be enough to where you know that you have habits that have been instilled in you that will allow for you not to go back to those old ways.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So
I agree.
Well, what I am going to do, I'm going to let Zhivi give us her social media and contact information so that those of you who are actually interested in watching one of her free online 30-minute workouts, like I said, she gets up every morning and does it, so you don't have to get up with her, but it'd be cool if you did because she does them live, so you can ask questions after each workout. But you can actually log on to Facebook. I'm going to let her give you her information on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all of the social media sites, as well as her website and how you can contact her.
Right. So on Facebook, you can reach me. I'm going to have to spell my name out. You can reach me at Z as in zebra, H-I, V as in Victor, I, and my last name is Williams, so W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S. You can find the live workouts there. I also do have Facebook page LBX Fitness and a group LBX Fitness that you can join or be a part of those. But if you want to do the live workouts, they're on my page. You also don't have to friend me on Facebook because as I mentioned earlier, my Facebook page is open to the public. On Instagram, you can find me at LBX Fitness. You can find the workouts there. They're about 11 and a half minutes long. And then my YouTube channel is LBX Fitness as well, where you can find a plethora of workouts, and more workouts will be coming, or more yoga sessions will be coming. So if you love yoga, you can find some there as well. My website is www.lbxfitness.com. And those are all the places you can find me on social media.
So what I'll do is, guys, I'll also post a couple of those links in the description for this particular show. Now, this show can be seen heard on YouTube, on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, and more. We do broadcast every Wednesday, so you catch this episode as well as other episodes every Wednesday on any of those stations. And you can follow us on Facebook. We have a group called 10 Dimensions of Wellness where you can ask questions. You can volunteer to be a guest. You can also listen back to old broadcasts as well. And thank you again, Zhivi, for being on our show. I super appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you asking me to come on.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to let you go because I know you got some studying to do. I got some studying to do. So, yeah, we got to go juggle life. And I will talk to you. I guess we'll see each other online.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And you guys have a great night.